Okay, today we're going to look at the simple interest formula, but rearranged so that we can find other things, given that we're given some of the other things. So what I mean by that, so we saw yesterday that simple interest equals PRT over 100, so the principal times the rate times the period of time over 100. So what we're saying is, what happens if we're given this, we're given that, the time, but we don't know R, and that's the question. So we can use these rearranged formulas. So all we've done is rearrange this simple interest formula to create a different subject in each one. So let's look at these examples. So it says find the simple interest rate. So we've seen the find rate. So what I would like here to start doing is putting R as the question. If an investment increases to 11,040 in 4 years, so we've been given a time, and if 10,000 was originally invested. So when they told you 10,000 and you know it got to 11,000, well, that way we know that the interest was 1,040. So if you want to know what interest can also be, the amount that it is minus the original principal. So that's what I did here. I've done 1040 minus 10,000 to find out that interest was 1,040. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to use the R formula because that's the question. So rate equals 100 times I over PT. So it's 100 times the interest over the principal, which was 10,000, times the 4 years, and we will get a rate. So we end up with 2.6%, and it's per year, but I'm going to write per annum because that's generally how we write a yearly rate. If we look at these next questions, find the length of time. So find time. So time is the question. So hence we're going to use the time formula. It would take for 5,000 invested. So if they invested that, then 5,000 must have been my principal at 12% per annum. That's a rate to earn 1,800 interest. So that's the I. So if I'm going to go find the time, I'm going to follow the formula times I, which is interest was 1,800 over the principal, 5,000 times the rate. So if we do that on our calculator, we end up with 3. So we'll say therefore it took 3 years for a 5,000 investment to earn 18,000 interest. Okay, so then this final one, find the amount that should be invested. So the amount that should be invested is the P. So P is the question. So we'll be using one of these formulas here. And at an annual interest rate of 5% per annum, so they've given me the R. If you require the value of the investment to be 1560, so they've given me an amount, an ending amount, when T was 4. So you can see down here, we actually have 2 options for the formula. We have where we have the interest, and another one, or when we have, so we have one when we have the interest, or one where we have an amount after a time period. So that's the one I'm going to use now. So P equals A over 1 plus TR over 100. So I'm going to pop in all those details. So A, and you can see it makes it a lot easier because you've already marked them up on your question. So 1 plus, and T was 4 times the rate, which is 5 over 100. So you pop that exactly in the calculator like that, and you end up with a principal of 13,000. So you would just write, it says find the amount invested, So you just might, therefore, amount invested is 13,000. Might just write that. Okay.